making gifts. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. It is December 10th. You don't have long to order online to get shipping prior to Christmas. So head over to mypillow.com. Use promo code Oreo. You'll get free shipping on that. So you don't have to pay the $12, the $19.95, all that good stuff. Save you a little money. And it helps us out here. So we appreciate everybody that heads over to mypillow.com, picks out a great gift for someone special, or you can be the Grinch and get you something yourself. So go check that out. And happy Wednesday, guys. It is, like I said, it is Wednesday, December 10th. It's just flying, man. You think you're ahead of the game. I love this about Christmas. We tried to get ahead on some stuff. You know, we did get the lights all done. Remember, we told you we got all that done, and that went well. We did have a couple of hiccups. Had to run to the store for a couple things. Every year it seems like one of the strands goes out, and then you're like, okay, what are we doing here? What do we got here? How are we doing this? It's all coming together, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. We'll get through it. We'll get through it like we do every other year. Let me jump into the comments this morning. See how everybody's doing. Carol Burton over there on CommieTube. Sugar Bear, hello. How are you? Trina's in the house. El Ralphie says, first cup of homemade hot cocoa of the season. Yummy. I got to tell you a little story, guys. So we went out to the Christmas parade Saturday. We live streamed that Christmas parade. And earlier in the week, Ben's like, hey, Ben Burquam, he's like, hey, you guys going to the Christmas parade? We'll meet you out there. Say hi and stuff. And I was like, all right. So before we went, Rachel baked some cookies and made some hot chocolate. And so we had it in a big old, you know, my thermos. You guys know my thermos keeps stuff hot for 6 years. So Rachel had that all filled up, and then we got out there, and then Ben and his wife and his kids show up and offer him some cookies and hot chocolate. He's, oh, we got some hot chocolate. I said, but is it the hot chocolate made with milk? And he was a little disappointed. His wife was in a hurry and used water. And I was like, there's some things that just aren't too American, and water with hot chocolate is communist, just to let you know. So we had to give them a hard time. Darla Miller, Texas Bigfoot. Let's see who else is coming in here. I'm at the top. So Becky Boo. Lee Bart, hello. See who else is pulling in here. DV, hello. Mater TJ. Tammy Jane. Idaho Nancy. Let me get down to the bottom now. Saint Fan. Hello, hello, hello. Mikey Ray in the house. And just to let you guys know, tomorrow morning we will probably not have a morning show. I have a doctor's appointment at like 8:45, I believe 8:30 or 8:45. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It's just a follow up with my specialist. So we will definitely have an afternoon show. Maybe we'll have 2 shows one way or another, but just that way you guys know. Well, let's get into it. We got a lot to cover today. As you guys know, we covered the Trump rally as much as we could. A lot about the economy, the kickoff. Again, since Trump's been in office, all of Biden's prices are Trump's fault somehow. We're going to cover that. There was a lot of talk on immigration. Immigration is a large factor in your cost of living. And so we're going to get into all that. But we have some things to cover first. I hope you guys like that Trump rally. Kind of felt a little different, huh? Kind of felt weird that you see him back in there again. And we'll get into that. But I seen this. It says Australia. Check out this post right here. It says Australia marked the launch of its under 16 social media ban with a symbolic display in Sydney, lighting the Harbour Bridge in green and gold and projecting the message, let them be kids. Now, if you look at this, this is Australia. I want to get your take on it. It says some of the things that are banned from social media for kids under 16 and under, or under 16, sorry. Things like Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Reddit, Snapchat, Threads, TikTok, Twitch, X, and YouTube. Those are just some of the things that are banned from kids under 16 and specifically exempt. They've exempted Discord, GiftHub, Google Classroom, Lego Play, Messenger, Pinterest, Roblox, Steam Chat, WhatsApp, and YouTube Kids. I'll be honest, I'm looking at some of those exempt ones right there, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you haven't done your homework yet. Those are just as bad as everything else. So what do you guys think? Yours truly says this is the best things ever. Kids can't consent. There is a problem with social media, and I'm not just saying with kids. I always go out and point it out. If you guys know me, I'll get upset at dinner, like, like even with Rachel, I'm like, why are we picking up the phone at the dinner table? Oh, I got a text. Is it life threatening? Is someone dying? Let's just enjoy dinner. I'm like one of those old school folks. But when we do go out to dinner, I always look at other tables, and I'll be like, look at that. And there'll be 5, 6 people there, all on their phone. I literally, and this is no lie, guys. I have to live on my phone for my job because all these things that I pull up on, they're not all done here in the studio. I bookmark a lot of stuff. I have a system where I can move things from my phone over to my computer. So a lot of my work can be done on my phone. And there's a lot of hours that got to go into doing 2 shows a day. It's not that easy. I absolutely hate the phone. When my phone rings, I kid you not, and this, I've tried to get over this, but this happened since we were on the People's Convoy when we were live streaming 14 hours a day. And then you get off the live stream and then you get a text and you got all these emails. I mean, it was just constant. There was no break. And I think actually one of the things we're going to be doing pretty soon is we're going to take a digital fast, a digital technology fast. To just get off it, do more of a time limit thing, because, even on Sundays, we usually got a lot going on family wise and everything else. I'm sitting here like, oh, I got Monday show. I got to get everything prepped for the weekend. So even if I'm cooking in the kitchen, I have up X and I'm bookmarking my stories. I'm sending them to the computer. So when I wake up Monday, some of my first show's done. But there's also a representative today out of Alabama, a Republican that is working on a bill similar to this. And I'll just be honest, there is a lot of studies that shows the links to depression, to social media use. What we're going through now, what you see online, I mean, with me, what you see is what you get. Kind of a scruffy guy, mess up sometimes, always fall short. Um, but a lot of people, you go to their social media and everything's picture perfect. I mean, they're not going to go out. I mean, some people, people put all their drama on. But I mean, most times, and with kids, they go over there and they try to be somebody they're not. There's a picture of them on social media, and they don't want that picture there, and they literally it affects them. And so I don't know if how well this ban's gonna work. I don't know what kind of things can be in place. If you have a cell phone, it's under your parents' name, because I don't think a 16-year-old can even go and get a phone, right? But if you do that, what's it gonna do? Look at some of the places. Facebook's banned, Instagram's banned, Kick's banned, Reddit, Snapchat. Now, I agree with all these. But there's one thing that we're failing here. How do we get the parents back in these children's lives? How do we do that? Because even in houses, I've dealt with this. I remember even when my daughter was younger. Yes, my kids had phones when they were younger. My daughter was younger. I would take her phone away. Why? Because you're just sitting in your room on your phone. Come out here, talk to us, be a family. And oh, I was the mean dad. I was the bad dad. None of my friends' dads do that. Well, that's because they want that thing to be a babysitter. So it's going to be interesting, but we'll follow up on how that woman, the representative in Alabama does. But when they allow Discord can have some pretty bad stuff on there too. Discord's not that I don't use it. I used to use it. Steam chat, WhatsApp. I mean, these are all things that a lot of bad things can be. And we've been hearing recently over Roblox and all the sexual predators that are using Roblox. So, Starlow, I think is what it is. Lowell says we didn't have the internet back in the 80s and it was the best time. Yeah. You said you were bored to your parents in the 80s. I was an 80s kid. They would open that front door and boot your ass out. Go find something to do. And boy, did we ever. I kid you not. It was a different time. I at a very young age, I grew up in the country. I would leave. I wouldn't come home 5-6 hours. There was no tracking me. There was no cell phone. My mom knew I was in a field somewhere in an orange orchard, riding a dirt bike, doing something. But I was not in the house. Check this out. The Florida Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, announces the state is suing Starbucks for DEI race-based hiring and advancement. Now, we went through this whole woke ideology for a long time. Where people, I mean, it's been going on for a very long time. So long ago that like Pocahontas had to lie and say she was Indian. Remember that? Because there was benefits to not being white. Listen to this right here. It's just a quick update.
Be hired on merit, qualifications. Today I'm announcing that my office is suing Starbucks for using DEI policies that cross the line into illegal race-based quotas. Starbucks made DEI more than a slogan. They turned it into a mandatory hiring and promotion system based on race. The coffee empire set numerical racial targets for their workforce, and they tied executive bonuses to those targets. That is brazen discrimination, and it is against the law. DEI can never be an excuse to violate someone's civil rights. Every worker in our state deserves to be hired on merit, qualifications, and character, not race. Florida law protects that principle, and we will enforce it. My office will work to eliminate DEI root and branch. If a corporation weaponizes DEI to impose illegal racial quotas, Florida will hold them accountable. Thank you. I'm Attorney General James Uthmeyer. Today I'm announcing that my office is suing Starbucks.
That's pretty bold. That's pretty brazen. I really think it's not a difficult lawsuit. It's been proven. They've admitted it. Remember, they went so woke that Starbucks was becoming a homeless shelter after what happened when there was 2 homeless people that wouldn't leave the store in I think it was Seattle, Washington, wasn't it? Years ago, the Black Lives Matter times. And I think they called the police on them, and people were boycotting Starbucks. Oh, these poor black guys, they were homeless, blah, blah. They were in there for like an hour and a half. Other customers that just want to drink a damn coffee. I'm just being honest with you. If I want to go spend $6 on a coffee, I better not have to sit next to a stinky, smelly person that's in there passed out and probably fentanyled out. Call me racist, call me a bigot, call me what you want. But there's a reason why I pretty much stopped going to Starbucks. I mean, I go there when it's convenient now, but there's for a long reason I boycotted Starbucks. And the only time we would go in there is when we were in cities like DC and places like that, because we were all maggot out and I could use the app to get my coffee and my food. And I knew it would be ready when I got there, so I wouldn't get no special sauce. So good on the Florida Attorney General for doing that. What else do we got? How about that? We announced the other day, and some things are coming back to haunt her a little bit. We'll see how this works. It doesn't matter when it comes to Democrat policies. But Jasmine Crockett was on CNN and kind of getting called out when she suggested Latino Trump voters have a slave mentality. Remember that? Take a listen to CNN right here, and then we got another clip for you.
Let me ask you about a quote that you've made that has some Democrats worried about your ability to win statewide. In a December 2024 Vanity Fair profile quote, and I'm going to read a lot of the quote just to put it in the context, quote, all the complexities within the Latino community, the immigration thing has always been something that has perplexed me about this community. It's basically like, I fought to get here, but I left y'all where I left y'all, and I want no more y'all to come here. If I wanted to be with y'all, I would stay with y'all, but I don't want y'all coming to my new home. It almost reminds me of what people would talk about when they would talk about kind of like slave mentality and the hate that some slaves would have for themselves. It's almost like a slave mentality that they have. Now, about the time that was published last year, around 1 million Latino voters in Texas were voting for Trump. Do they all have slave mentality?
No, and that's not what that said at all, to be clear. It did not say that every Latino has that type of mentality.
No, but the ones that vote for people who believe in strong or Trump's immigration policies.
So I don't believe that the people that voted for Trump believe in what they're actually getting.
Oh, man. It doesn't matter what she says. Again, it's going to be a money game. You guys are going to see the money coming into this race. Again, there's a chance she wins. I'm not exaggerating. And like I've said, for a very long time, there were so many people asleep in Texas that allowed this to happen in Texas. Remember when, you don't mess with Texas. Not in Texas. We won't do this. And then we started going to Texas a lot. And I'm like, hell, Texas is purple. Texas isn't a red state. You got those big cities that are all inundated with fraud, illegals, and everything else. Yeah, there's great parts of Texas, man. There are some spots that we stopped at that I was like, whoa, I'd move here. I would move here. Some of the little towns. And then check this out right here.
You will fight.
On CNN, previous to this, they were talking about the Trump voter. How will you win over Trump supporters? So all those Hispanics she's talking about right there, that voted for Trump, that wanted immigration policies, that wanted America First policies. And big shout out to old Uncle Bill for gifting a subscription over there. Thank you, old Uncle Bill. Take a look at this one here.
That you will fight for them.
How will you make voters who previously had voted for Trump, particularly given that you have been an outspoken critic and he has inserted himself, just take your campaign video as is. He has inserted himself at every turn when it comes to your commentary. How will you convert those who are supportive of him to voters for you?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll necessarily convert all of Trump supporters. That's not our goal.
Do you need to?
Our goal is to definitely talk to people No, we don't. We don't need to.
We don't need to. We don't need to. Now again, I would hate to live in Texas during this election. I could just imagine the commercials. We'll be playing them on here. All the fake stuff. It's very similar to, and we actually got some good clips today, especially after, and the next show will even be bigger because they all got their talking points last night. All the Dems, all the mainstream media got their memos on what to talk about today about Trump's economy. And we actually got a video we'll show you here in a minute where they're actually calling this out on, I think it was MSNBC, that your high prices, they're all due to Biden, by the way. But we'll see. Jasmine Crockett, it's going to, like I told you, it's amazing doing this job. And it's amazing when you're looking ahead and you're thinking, we're going to have a lot of content. Yeah, a lot of content. So, another clown world thing. So we know the World Cup, 2026 World Cup, will be here in the United States, and pretty epic. I would like to actually go to one of them if there's a possibility. I don't know if there will be, but it would be cool to go to a World Cup game, watch it live. I was very heavily into soccer for a very long time. My son played it for a very long time at a competitive level. And before 3 ACL surgeries, he would have been playing in college. But because of injury and all the beating and abuse he took on the field, that didn't work out for him. But Seattle decided they're going to do a pride match. Because, I mean, soccer, right? Well, guess who the two teams playing during the pride match are going to be? You can't make this up. Egypt and Iran. Two places that don't see eye to eye with Seattle's woke ideology that you worship people based on what they do in the bedroom when they sin. This was from Mario Nafal. It says Seattle organizers decided months ago that June 26th would be their LGBT pride night match during the 2026 World Cup. Rainbow flags, art installation, community partnerships, the works. Then the draw happened. The teams assigned to that match, Egypt and Iran. Iran follows strict Sharia law. Homosexuality is punished by flogging, imprisonment, or death. In 2021, 2 gay men were executed for sodomy. In 2022, a 16-year-old queer activist was murdered by security officials. Authorities raided suspected gay parties and forced those arrested to name names. Egypt uses democracy laws to imprison people for same-sex acts for up to 3 years. Law enforcement uses dating apps to hunt people down. Seattle's response? Cool. Full steam all ahead. A spokesman for the Seattle Pride Match Advisory Committee. Soccer has a unique power to unite people across borders, cultures, and beliefs. This match reflects our ongoing commitment to respect, dignity, and unity for all. So this is kind of funny. I mean, just Egypt versus Iran. I just think that's kind of ironic, right? So we've been covering this, and again, this is be the 3rd show in a row because more and more video comes out. I want to put it up there. If you guys watch both of yesterday's shows, you know.
I was up there in the hills with these guys, and we all turned around when my hair literally burst on. There's a video of it, and they threw me in the car. The guy hits my hair and throws me in the car. Says, "Get the fuck out of here."
So that was Gavin Newsom fighting the wildfires that he caused. You know, the arsonist putting out the fire. And so Gavin's, we showed you one yesterday I thought was real. I guess after all, that one wasn't real. I apologize. Gavin's press office put out this video here. And tell me what you think. Take a look. So that was the proof that his hair caught on fire, guys. I honestly don't know how stupid you would have to be to support this, man. I really don't. Um, I love when he gets on there and you can tell, well, there's video of it, like trying to convince you. And then when his press team releases a video, it doesn't show his hair on fire, doesn't show him being rushed in a vehicle, doesn't show any of that. Just crazy. Well, we got more. We got more from our buddy Tim Walsh, guys. On three, can we all say it? 1, 2, 3. Retard. Minnesota Governor Tim Walsh crashes out over President Trump at a Democratic fundraiser in downtown Seattle. Thanksgiving night, listen to this. Thanksgiving night, he says he's minding his own business, playing Yahtzee with his relatives. I get a drive-by slur from him calling me the R word. Oh, listen to this.
My state are experiencing the pettiness of this administration. I always have to check myself because he brings out the worst in me. Thanksgiving night, I'm minding my own business, playing Yahtzee with my relatives, and I get a drive-by slur from him calling me seriously the R word.
Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walsh retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with him. Absolutely, sure.
You don't
Yeah, there's something wrong with Walsh.
If that wouldn't be bad enough, then his fail sons add in and throw that stuff at my children. And then they pile on and start demonizing the entire community of our Somali community in Minnesota that we're incredibly proud of. There's some people that just really rub Donald Trump the wrong way. I'm pretty much guessing it's people who are smart, people who other people like, people who are fit. Yes, I'm paid. So this is the first White House that hasn't had a pet in it, and that tells me all I need to know because dogs, cats, and kids know when you're a good guy or not. So I'm sure they're keeping all those things away from the White House.
Oh, poor Tim Walsh. If I'm ever in that area, guys, I promise you, I can promise you that we will do a drive-by. We will sit out in front of his house with a sign. So as you guys know, last night we covered Trump's economic rally in Pennsylvania. There was a lot of talk. And again, what we've been saying for years is finally coming out mainstream. It really didn't even come out during Trump's first administration, but a lot of the prices you're seeing, whether it's home pricings, insurance pricings, is all inflated because of the illegal immigration problem. If we were able to deport 20 million people right now, you would instantly see your prices drop on all the things that you're concerned about. And so he mentioned some of the immigration stuff during his rally last night. And I just love this because this, again, is something that was not mainstream. Trump's never held back, but I think he has the right people in his cabinet now that they're telling the truth. We always knew illegal immigration was bad for the country. We always knew that these people weren't assimilating. And, Trump gets called racist. If he says, listen, if you want to come into our country, just assimilate, right? Love the country. Don't leave your shithole. Come here and bitch about it. Take a listen to this.
If you don't share our values, contribute to our economy, and assimilate into our society, then we don't want you in our country. We don't want you. I mean, Ilhan Omar and the people from Somalia, they hate our country. And they think we're stupid people, which actually, when they allow that to happen, they are. That's headed by Governor Walz, one of the dumber people around. No, but think of it. He's given not like peanuts, billions. These are people that don't work in their own country. Their own country's a failure. They have no money there. And yet they come into our country and steal tens of billions of dollars. How stupid are we to allow that to happen? They can't earn 10 cents in their country. They come over here and rob. Are we that easy? Are we that easy to allow a thing like that to happen? That's up to you.
Couldn't agree more. And so, as we said at the beginning of the show, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be said now. They're getting their talking points. They're nervous. If you think about it, Democrats are blaming their health care, the Obamacare. The cost of it has just bloated since day one. It costs you money. Let's just say you're working at Costco and you have your insurance plan. Your rates have a couple 100% since Obamacare. So it wasn't just the folks. And this happens whenever you get the government tax dollars in. Whenever there's a subsidy. If you took away subsidies from a college right now, did you know we could all afford to go to a pretty decent college? With all these subsidies and grants and loans to do the right thing, it raises the cost. That's why these professors are making $250,000 to be Marxists. I just want you to look at Jalen's favorite person really quick and look at her face right here. Look at her face right here. She is pissed. I love this. Watch this.
Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few?
Well, they see you as the president, and they don't want to come here.
Oh, you got him.
That's why. I have a great idea.
And listen, here comes another lie.
I have a really good idea.
Okay.
Why doesn't he go to Norway and stay there? He loves it so much.
They won't let him in. They will not let him in.
That's true. I don't think they will.
No, they won't let him in.
They won't let him in? The president of the United States? I mean, the miserable people that sit at home eating their bonbons all day, collecting welfare, watching this show, believe all this stuff. Miserable people. Now let's talk about some of the stuff Fox covered on this. And again, all this stuff takes effect in what? 21 days? 21 and a half days? The big, beautiful tax cuts, all that, none of that's been implemented yet. Take a look at this.
On tips and overtime, there's a max reduction for tips is $25,000. So imagine if you are somebody who uses tips as part of your salary or to make your living, that will have an impact. The senior deduction, you have to be 65 years old. It phases out at $75,000. But again, for people who are saying gas prices, which are lower, but that food prices are higher, that it's hard for them, that might help as well. There's a no tax on car loan interest. Now, that can be helpful, but what might be even more helpful is what they announced last week, which is they're doing away with some of the EPA rules on these car and fuel mileage. That actually will help bring the cost of cars down probably even more. And then a child tax credit expansion. That's very bipartisan. A lot of people like this. A lot of people love to see good economic news, but I would say Josh Holmes, our next guest here. Josh, you know communications very well. To me, economic communications is one of the hardest things. If the economy is great, everyone feels it. If it doesn't feel so great, it's hard to convince people that it's going so well. One question for you. How important is it to find the right ratio for President Trump to say, look what I inherited from President Biden, but also to look ahead at what's to come?
Yeah, well, listen, I think President Trump is doing exactly what he needs to do.
So a lot of great things. The no tax on tips up to $25,000. No tax on overtime up to $12,500. I mean, again, it isn't perfect. I would love to see no tax on tips up to more than that. But I mean, you think about it. If you're making, let's say, minimum wage is $14 and you're a waitress and you're making $16 an hour, $25,000 is great to not be taxed. And what you got to understand is a lot of people don't understand. I hear Democrats talk about this all the time. They don't understand how taxes work. If you're a mother of 2 children and you're a waitress, this puts you in a far lower tax bracket when you take off $25,000. So at the end of the year, you're getting even a more substantial refund check from the government. Just good stuff. And listen to this. This was epic. CNBC just torched Democrats for peddling lies on Trump's economy, blaming him for the affordability woes. And this is what we've been talking about. Remember, it was like January 21st. We were still in DC from Trump's inauguration, and people were complaining about that price of eggs. I thought Trump said he would fix this on day 1. It's been 24 hours. I mean, the absolute retards. I wish some of them, I won't even get into it. Take a listen to this, though.
But the affordability issue is from the 22% increase in prices and inflation under Biden. There's just full stop right there. That's the affordability issue. And you ought to be able to explain that better.
Right. That's right. And look, I think that with the economic team, President Trump and the economic team led by Scott Bessent, you have people who very much understand this. And it was they were thrown, what I would say, the worst economy for the average American in my adult lifetime, in terms of like you said, the incredible increase in prices at the household.
And so we understand that here. But when you have these activists or these people that protest and they get their talking points from CNN, well, I'm paying this much. Well, why are you paying that much? We just showed you the other day, and we'll pull it up again. Gavin Newsom and Democrats literally putting out a chart and hoping that people are stupid enough not to look at the chart on beef prices. And it shows that beef only increased under Democrats. We're talking Obama, it went up. Then Trump went like this, and then Biden shot up. And they're complaining about beef prices. Well, where'd all that come from? That came under the Biden administration, and Trump is doing things to fix that. He even mentioned it a couple days ago. But again, they're saying 22%. I think that's on the low end. I think some things are as high as 30% more right now. Obviously, gas on average in the country, not California, not the left coast, but hit $5 a gallon in many states under Joe Biden. Joe Biden, we played this yesterday, blamed Russia, blamed OPEC, even drained our strategic oil reserve, and it lowered prices 9 cents for about a week. Just insane. Just insane. And just a reminder, before I get on, I want to remind you guys, tomorrow morning, probably not doing a show. Got a doctor's appointment in the morning, so probably won't have time to do all this, but we will be on in the afternoon. And there'll probably be some premium streams coming up here in the next, through this week. I don't think we have anything going on tonight, so tonight might be a premium stream. Tomorrow I have something going on. So always have your notifications on Rumble. And we thank you guys. Rumble is our main platform, and we appreciate it. And really quick, we're going to put something on there for you, because guess what? Christmas is almost here, and you can either go America last or America first.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest Made in America sale ever. We just put huge discounts on products made right here in the USA. My Pillow bed pillows, body pillows, go anywhere pillows, bolster pillows, all made with my patented adjustable fill. mattresses, mattress toppers, mattress pads, adjustable bed frames, mattress foundations, and so much more. All made right here in the USA. And now we're expanding our USA products beyond just quality sleep. Like the cross I wear every day, now available in both men's and women's. We even have USA made socks. And are you tired of being tired? Try our new health beverage, Rev 7. Or how about my coffee? The greatest coffee ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get deep discounts on all these products. Plus, for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
That's right, folks. Absolutely free. Head on over there. Make sure that you get your order in. It is December 10th. You don't have a whole lot of time to be screwing around, guys. You know, I can tell you we did have a messaging problem, and I wouldn't say the Trump administration did, but those people like the Speaker of the House not addressing everything correctly, or just letting it fester. And seems like after last night, maybe we're going to step up to that. But take a listen to Speaker Mike Johnson.
They broke the economy, and now they want to lecture to the American people about affordability. They opened our border. Lecture to the American people about immigration and border enforcement. They broke the American healthcare system. They caused premiums to skyrocket. And now they have the audacity to tell Republicans that the only way to save it is to throw hundreds of billions of dollars to health insurance companies, which would merely fuel a system that is rife with fraud, waste, and abuse. You cannot be an arsonist and a firefighter at the same time.
You cannot. This is Democrats are historically known for that. Light the fire, create the problem, come up with a solution to the problem that costs billions of dollars, and then blame Republicans because they don't want to waste the money on a Democrat problem. Just absolutely epic. Listen to this one. Listen to this one. We're just going to show you kind of where people are, what they're going to be. Their talking point is going to be affordability and healthcare. Healthcare, you know, Republicans are going to rip away your healthcare. I want you to listen to the CNN right here.
Fox News poll found that 3/4 of Americans view the economy negatively. Okay, that's not good. It is up from Biden's presidency. You look at the consumer sentiment numbers, as I said, those are close to record lows. Outfront viewers have a lot to say about this. So we, reached out to people to try to get some feedback here. Just a few things that I think may be representative of what many feel. Harmon Davis in Philadelphia said on Facebook, I went grocery shopping last night and I noticed I paid a whole more than usual. Frankly, I'm personally forecasting a recession in the first quarter or second quarter of next year, more inflation, more deficit spending, higher healthcare costs. And most of these trends started after Trump took office.
These trends started after Trump took office. Are you listening to these people? Inflation, Trump's nailed it down. We had inflation almost 10%. Higher healthcare cost? Well, if you're living off the taxpayer and subsidies for your healthcare, you're probably right. I just love this.
And then we got this from Ann Kirkbride. If the economy is so great, then why do I find myself going to my savings in order to buy food? I'm 74, and every time I go, things haven't gone up a few cents, but 50 or more cents.
You know what's amazing, guys? We covered this the whole time. All those prices they're talking about. I go shopping every week. There's things that's went up slightly because of tariffs, like coffee. You're paying an extra 4 cents a cup, and I don't got Black Santa today. I got this little Christmas mug here Rachel gave me. She actually brought me coffee this morning, so I like my coffee like I like my Santa, black. We watched all this play on, and CNN silent. They weren't going out asking consumers like me or you. Are you upset that ground beef's up $1.74 a pound when you're buying 5 pounds of ground beef? when you're raising a family of 4 or 5. Trust me, I know. I know. I'm a numbers guy. You guys know. People always. I probably bug people. I talk numbers a lot, not just on the show, but when I'm out somewhere. It doesn't matter. I'm always looking for the greatest deal. My daughter wants a pair of sweats for Christmas. And I was looking, and then last night I was going through some other stuff, and you know how your phone tracks everything you do. Out of nowhere, an advertisement came up for these sweats, and I'm like, are those the same one? They were like 25% less than the store she told me I could get them at. And I was like, but your local media, your newspapers, your CNN, your MSNBC said nothing when your average cost for a box of cereal went from at least locally, $2.99 to $5.99 in a year and a half. When you're trying to feed kids, and we don't do cereal here very often. Rachel does not allow cereal in the house, only on special occasions. But when you're trying to feed a family, I feel it. And I'll be honest, I want it to go down more. I don't know how low it can go. Usually when prices raise, they don't come down. Unless it's gas and you're drilling for energy. But what they do is, if you're working and you're making $16 an hour, now you got to make $17.50. Wages rise, and that's how you defeat that part of inflation naturally, not by a law passed that everybody should get $20 an hour for flipping a burger at McDonald's. No, not that kind of wage rise. Natural. And we're starting to see that about $1,000 per household right now is what wages are up on average. That doesn't help people that are retired. That doesn't help people on Social Security. You know, we always talk about this. But when they sit there and say things are going up, I'll tell you what, I'm a little different than most people. Rachel sits there and looks at the sale ads and says, oh, look, these are on sale. These are on sale. And she goes shopping. We spend a Sunday afternoon, usually after church. We go to 2 or 3 different stores. So we save money. And that would be the same as if it was 2016 prices. Because again, the more money you save, the more money you have in your pocket, the more money you have to pay bills. But I just find it absolutely insane that these people are saying, this just happened under Trump. Oh, you rejects. So this is one of the U.S. grocery prices. This was actually shared under Stephen Moore. And people are sharing this, trying to blame Trump. I love this. He goes, who's responsible for sky high grocery bills? 2 words, not Trump. Take a look at this. I got to take this off the bottom here. So here's Trump. Look at October 2019, 2020, 2021, 2020. And look at when they rose. They start rising like immediately. Meat starts rising. Look at this yellowish gold one right here where my mouse is. I don't know if you can see that. That rises immediately when Biden takes office. The blue is grocery. Look at that. So over 30, I told you MSNBC said 22%. This chart shows about 36% increase in grocery prices just under Biden. So where's your affordability crisis under Trump? Here's the other one that we've showed you. And I want to pull this up. Ground beef. We played it the other day. Take a look. Here, when you see this increase, all the way up where the mouse is, you know who that is? That's Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. Trump gets in 2016, which is right here. Prices fall for a pound of ground beef. And then we go to 2020, and then we hit 2021, and look at this. Democrats don't want to talk facts. Democrats do not want to talk facts, folks. And that's why we talked about Susie Wiles saying Trump is going to be on the ballot in 2026. That's how you get Trump voters out there. Trump voters, for some reason, do not vote in elections unless Trump's there. So they're going to do everything they can to get him on the ballot. And listen this morning to again, Democrats lie again. What can we blame? Here, I'm going to light this fire over here, and it's going to get bigger and bigger, and then I'm going to say, look at what Republicans did. Take a listen to this.
Republicans can't kick this problem down the road to January. It's not a January problem. It's not a February problem. It's a now problem. So we have once again offered a straightforward solution. Obviously, there's many more things we would do to reform our healthcare system and make it more affordable. But right now, to stem this disaster and crisis that Donald Trump has created by refusing to do anything about extending the tax credits for the Affordable Care Act, we are saying right now we can do this. Republicans can't kick.
Now, over the last couple months, they said this was because of the big, beautiful bill. Big, beautiful bill has nothing to do with healthcare. Nothing at all. The big, beautiful bill is doing no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, more money in your pocket. What they say, the average household will receive $1,000 to $2,000 more on their IRS refund coming here at the beginning of 2026. That's what happens when you put Trump in office. Democrats want that money. They want to give that money to NGOs. They want to give that to foreign countries. They want to do that for illegal aliens, but not for you, the American citizens. I think the next clip here tells a lot because not this one. Sorry. Mark Mullins. Here we go. Put this up. Take a listen. Take a looky here. Obamacare is a bust. Premium rose 221%. Do Democrats introduce ACA reforms or try another approach? No, as usual, Dems want to throw good money after bad. Oh, and they want to give $26 billion in taxpayer money to insurance companies. And he shared an article. It says Obamacare subsidies granted without documentation to 90% of fake accounts set up by government watchdog. They had this group go in there and sign up for health insurance in different states and get all this stuff with fake accounts, not even real human beings. And 90% of them, they got approved for your tax dollars. Well, what does Bernie have to say about that? They're not happy with Bernie. Listen to what he says here. Remember, this was not because of Trump. This has been a problem throughout the entire Biden. It's been a problem since it's been passed under Obama.
The matter is, before the big, beautiful bill, our healthcare system was a disaster. It is dysfunctional. And the American people and Democrats have got to deal with the fact.
Even the socialist, even the communist, that even before the big, beautiful bill. It's getting ugly, guys. It's getting ugly. Rep. Keith Self put this out. It says, since Obamacare's big rollout in 2014, the 7 largest health insurance have tripled their revenues from $511 billion to $1.5 trillion just from 2014 to 2024 in one decade. Under Obamacare, corporations get filthy rich while Americans are crushed by higher premiums that offer less coverage. Take a look at this chart. This is a factual chart. Let me clear that off. Look at this. Now, I thought Democrats hated these big corporations getting what we call a bailout. They're just given billions of dollars, and then they decide what you get as health care. They decide what they get to deny as part of your health care. They get to make you wait for that test when your doctor refers you, gives you a referral for something. Look at that. 2014, 2015. That is incredible. Now, that right there, whenever you put taxpayer money in anything, that's what happens. That's what happens. If right now, and actually we could go back and look at that too, when even for electric vehicles, when they subsidize your electric vehicle purchase. Now, you raise the rate of cars because the government's covering some. So if you're selling a car for $25,000 and now the federal government says we'll give you a $5,000 credit if you buy an electric vehicle, now that car goes up to $2,750 because now you're only paying $2,250. Why wouldn't you buy the car? Same thing with colleges. Oh, let's just give all these kids that'll never finish college or never really amount to anything. College is the right way to go. Let's cover their college education. And then people that are working hard and trying to pay for college can't afford it. The people that actually benefit from college. Just insane. But we wanted to cover that, the economy, everything going on after last night's Trump rally. And I think the messaging and 2026 is going to be an epic year for Republicans if we can get on messaging, get on branding, call these Democrats out for the lies that they're doing. And again, you have to beat the media. You have to beat the media. Legacy media is destroying this country. All they do is carry the water for the Democrat Party. They don't care if your beef is affordable. They don't care what it is that's affordable. And I can tell you this. I pay attention to products. There is some things that have came down substantially when you go shopping. There's an item that I buy that I almost didn't buy. Or I didn't buy sometimes because like, man, that's up like $1.50. It's now down $1.50, down to $4.29. I told Rachel, look, because I always talk about prices when I'm in the grocery store. I'm a numbers guy. How about this? We know that Democrats are talking about all this, but they're not talking about the waste, fraud, and abuse that is costing taxpayers billions of dollars. We just had this whole debacle with the Somalis, with Tim Walz. Understand, Tim Walz knew about this. Listen to this. I love this. Way to go, Republicans.
Fraud, fraud, and more fraud. It seems like every day there's a new discovery of stolen taxpayer dollars in my home state of Minnesota. And who is smack dab in the middle of it? The self-acknowledged liar, incompetent, failed governor, and failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz. But with the world now watching, Walz can no longer hide from accountability. I want to thank President Trump and his all-star administration for pursuing justice for the hardworking taxpayers of my state of Minnesota. Secretary Noem, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Duffy, FBI Director Patel, Administrator Loeffler, Dr. Oz, Stephen Miller, Border Czar Tom Homan, and even more in the Trump administration have sounded the alarm and taken action finally. On behalf of the people of Minnesota, thank you. In addition to exposing and eliminating rampant waste, fraud, and abuse, President Trump and House Republicans are delivering on our promise to restore affordability.
And that's part of restoring affordability, folks. That's our dollars. People don't realize it. Like when you go out there to these protests and they're like, well, we could just spend billions of dollars on illegals. That's our money. We worked for that. The government is stealing that to give it to illegal aliens. Another massive fraud investigation is coming to fruition now. I want you to listen to this. Take a listen to this. And we talked
Senator
about
Luke,
this
thanks
when
so much
it
for joining.
happened. But with the
Massive
SBA,
fraud.
Small Business Association, the way they granted loans, everything else. Take a listen to this.
Massive fraud, all on the taxpayer dime. The program is meant to help small businesses facing social and economic disadvantages, but some are now accused of lying to get taxpayer money and outsource the work. Senator Joni Ernst demanding to stop all the funding until further review. She joins us now along with Daily Wire investigative reporter Luke Rosiak, who will be a witness at that hearing. Senator Luke, thanks so much for joining the program this morning.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Lawrence.
Oh, thank you, Senator. So let's get into how the American people's money has been taken advantage of. Can you explain specifically what was going on here and how they were taking advantage of those taxpayer funds?
Yes, absolutely, Lawrence. The Small Business Administration currently has a program that's called 8A, and it was designed to help those that are socially and economically disadvantaged. But what we have seen is that many races are listed as being socially or economically disadvantaged, but there is no rhyme or reason. There is no science or data behind who gets included and who is excluded from the program. But what we have found is those that do qualify for the program, some of them will claim those funds from the federal government, but then they will subcontract to a totally different contractor. And we found a $550 million fraud scheme involving bribery through this program. So basically what I am saying is we need to halt the program. Let's audit all of those funds. We'll audit those that have applied for it. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Luke, and forgive me, Senator, for saying this, but, on the surface of this, the program sounds illegal. How do you give money based on people's identity? That seems like that's unconstitutional to start with it, Luke.
You're exactly right. And it's actually under court injunction right now where you can no longer automatically assume that just because somebody is from the country of India, they should get an IT contract over an American-born white person, because that never made any sense and it's illegal. The problem is there's still a set-aside program for people of social disadvantage. So now you have a case where people write essays and they have a sob story, then they get a set-aside contract. And what that means, Lawrence, is if you wanted to cut down a tree in your backyard, you'd probably call around and get 3 quotes and get the company with the best value. If you're on this list of DC insiders who gets preference because you're socially disadvantaged, they can give you a contract without even shopping it around.
Man, everything they do to manipulate your money and waste your tax dollars, it's just happening. It's just happening. How about this? We might have a government shutdown. Chicago might be shutting down because of the waste, abuse, and fraud in Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson spending all those money on illegals. Well, check this out. That doesn't look like the officials can agree on a budget ahead of deadline. The mayor, of course, is going after socialists. Let's go after the people that have money. Let's go after the people that make money. We're going to take more from them. Take a listen to this.
City officials struggle to agree on a balanced budget ahead of their deadline. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson spoke on the issue during a press conference Monday. Johnson, a progressive Democrat, has been advocating for tax increases targeted towards corporations and the city's higher earners. However, the city council majority has expressed concern over its potential effects on Chicago's financial sector and has shown a preference for cuts to balance the budget. Alternative funding ideas have been proposed, such as a doubling of the city's garbage fee or
doubling of the city's garbage fee. Wow.
A grocery tax. However,
a grocery tax.
For the Chicago mayor believes they target the wrong demographic and sees them as a non-starter.
We continue to be open to negotiations and compromise, but we will not sacrifice the poor and working people of Chicago to balance this budget. We will also do everything in our power to prevent a government shutdown.
One of Johnson's ideas is to implement a tax on businesses with more than 100 employees. They would be taxed $21 per employee per month.
Again, going after the businesses that create the jobs.
Johnson claims the tax would affect only 3% of large corporations in Chicago and raise $100 million. However, opponents, which include various business leaders and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, argued that the tax would discourage major employers from setting up shop in Chicago, kill jobs, and dampen the city's long-term economic growth. Restaurant and grocery store owners also protested the idea, noting how it disproportionately hurts their businesses, which have lots of employees but smaller margins. Johnson attempted to ease those concerns.
Their margins are tight. I recognize that. And so part of this program would be to ensure that companies who fit within that sort of nexus could have an opportunity to be able to have a source where they could recoup whatever is subject to this tax.
The Chicago mayor did not provide details on how a potential reimbursement or exemption for special cases would work. However, he said the rules-making process would help determine who qualifies.
What does this look like? Gavin Newsom, Tim Walz. We started the fire. Now we got a fire extinguisher. We're going to put it out, guys. But that fire extinguisher is going to take a lot of your jobs, a lot of your tax dollars. Every time they create the problem, you, the taxpayers, bail them out. Let's see what else we got here. I think the rest we can save for the next show. I think we can save that for the next show. I want to thank you all for being in here. I'm going to try to do a raid right now. Do not forget, we are 100% viewer funded. If you guys would like to help contribute to the Oreo Express, we appreciate you. We can't do this without you. And we want to say thank you. But let me see if I can do this raid really quick, if it'll let me. I'll go to my good buddy, Charlie. Charlie. Let's see, put this under Rumble. Let's see if it's going to work. Did not work. Let's try this again. Last time it didn't even. I got to watch another video on this. I don't know why they make this so hard. Let's try it this time. I wonder if I pull up his channel, if it's different. It didn't give me an answer. Let's try this. Give me a second. So the show is pretty much over. I'm just trying to work on something to do a raid right now. Our good buddy was live, so I was like, this is a good opportunity to raid a channel I can support. What if I just do? See something else. Raid. Maybe if I do this. Oh my gosh, come on. Try that. Okay, let me try something. They sent me an email on this. Let me look. Again, I'm just playing around. Rumble. Raids. Just get to the point. Oh.
The raid feature allows you to take your live viewers and send them over to another creator's stream. It allows you to share the hype, boost fellow creators, and keeps your community engaged even after you go offline. Whether you're supporting a friend, highlighting a new creator, or showcasing a piece of content that your community might not be familiar with, raids are a great way for them to grow together. We love to see the crossover communities.
Stupid. Okay, how to use raid feature in Rumble Studio.
Let's go step by step with Rumble's raid feature, making it easy for you to seamlessly guide your viewers from your current live stream. To kick off a raid, just grab the URL of the live stream you want to direct your viewers to. In Rumble Studio, type /raid into your chat box, paste the URL, then hit enter. Confirmation pop-up appears to double-check the channel and stream details for your raid. You're ready.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing. Let me see. This is a crock of, you know what? Let me see if there's another person on here. Maybe he has his raids turned off. Let's see. All I care about is live. Let's see. Let's try this one. Yeah, it's not working. All right, guys. So we're going to call it. I'll figure that out. I'm going to send Rumble an email. But in the meantime, we'll be back 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern for our second show. Thank you so much. And thank you for those who gifted subscriptions, who donate. We appreciate you.
Well, hop aboard the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you.